Miles Carter saw mathematics everywhere, woven into the rhythm of footsteps in Roosevelt Middle's hallways, the shifting angles of sunlight through cafeteria windows, the precise arcs of crumpled paper balls aimed at his head while classmates mocked him as slow and broken. They didn't know the kid they laughed at was quietly solving problems that left professors stumped, scribbling elegant proofs on the backs of grocery receipts. Online, under the name Primesage, Miles was a respected figure in mathematical forums, helping graduate students crack near-impossible theorems. At school, he kept his head down, counting steps, avoiding contact, retreating into the safety of numbers. Until one afternoon, his math teacher, Ms. Rivera, stopped by his desk, looked over his work, and said she wanted him to represent Roosevelt Middle at the State Math Olympiad. Miles's first instinct was to refuse. Standing in front of judges, other students, strangers, it was unthinkable. But at home, his mother, Denise, urged him to try. She promised she'd make sure no one, especially Trevor Blake, the school's golden boy basketball star and Miles's main tormentor, would ruin it for him. Over the next 3 weeks, Miles trained under Dr. Harlan, a retired professor who taught him to focus through distractions. They met at the public library, where Dr. Harlan tapped tables, shuffled papers, even hummed while Miles solved problems, conditioning him for the chaos of competition. On the morning of the Olympiad, the gym was unrecognizable, rows of spotless desks, placards with each competitor's name, and a looming digital scoreboard. Miles's worn hoodie and thrift store jeans stood out among the blazers and pressed khakis. He tried to disappear into the crowd until a girl with a flawless ponytail and a blazer reading Kingsley Academy stopped at his desk. Harper Lynn, reigning champion 3 years running, studied him with cool curiosity. "You're the one who solves college problems for fun," she said. "The problems here aren't like school math theory designed to break you. Don't let them." Round 1 nearly broke him anyway. The first question swam on the page until he recognized the trick, a simple number theory problem buried in unnecessary complexity. Once he saw it, the solutions flowed. By the end of the round, he was in second place, just 2 points behind Harper. By round 2, his confidence grew. He finished every problem, tying Harper for first. Trevor, watching from the bleachers with his friends, jeered whenever Miles hesitated, but his voice became background static. Round 3 pushed him to the edge. The problems fused disciplines: geometry hidden in music theory, probability entangled with chaos patterns. When sensory overload threatened to undo him, Miles spotted his friend Chloe in the crowd, tapping a quiet rhythm they'd practiced together to calm his anxiety. He matched his breathing to it, steadying his hands. The scoreboard showed what no one expected: Miles Carter, tied for first place with the state's best. The pressure in round 4 was brutal. Trevor recruited another competitor to accidentally scatter Miles's neatly arranged pencils and papers. For someone who needed order to think, it was sabotage. But Chloe's tapping brought him back, and he worked methodically, pulling ahead of Harper by 3 points. The final round was a public spectacle: top 5 competitors under cameras, every stroke of the pencil projected for all to see. Trevor's taunts were silenced when Chloe, usually quiet, stood and told him to shut up in front of the entire gym. Miles attacked the problems with unconventional brilliance, building a final proof so audacious that professors in the audience leaned forward to watch. When the scores were announced, the gym erupted. First place, Miles Carter, 434 points, beating Harper Lynn's 429. But before he could escape the spotlight, Dr. Harlan revealed the truth: Miles was Primesage, the mysterious mathematician admired worldwide online. Gasps filled the gym. A professor shouted from the audience about a breakthrough Miles had inspired in a graduate seminar. Reporters swarmed. Denise stepped in, shielding her son from questions until a woman in a tailored suit approached. Dr. Rowan from the National Mathematics Institute offered him a full scholarship to their elite summer program, 8 weeks working with some of the brightest minds in the country. On Monday, Roosevelt Middle was different. His locker was decorated with equations and a banner reading, "You belong with the greats." The quiet kids, the artists, the chess players, the dreamers claimed his lunch table. Ms. Rivera launched a new math club with Miles as its student tutor. Even Trevor showed up one afternoon, awkwardly admitting that his little brother had dyslexia and maybe he'd been wrong about what smart looked like. That night, Miles sat at his desk, the crystal trophy catching the light. His father's old watch warm in his palm. Denise had bought it back from the pawn shop. He thought about the fear that almost kept him from competing, the voices that told him he didn't belong, and the proof he'd offered instead. Different didn't mean less than. It meant extraordinary. And the world had finally seen it.